Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all having a great day on planet Earth. Well, hopefully you're alive. I don't know how many people watch videos on YouTube who are not alive. Probably more than we think. Today, I wanted to talk about Princess Leonor because we live here in Spain and we have our own royal family, and I don't have any favourites. Well, I didn't until she turned 18, and she is sensational. There's something about her that really reminds me of Princess Diana. I don't mean in personality, in her appearance. There's something about her face, her smile, the way she tips her head down. She's got lots of confidence. She's only 18 and everybody's just going crazy. They call it Leonor mania at the moment, because our royal family here in Spain, they've had their ups and downs, you know, like all families and like all royal families, but they have had rather more their fair share of it. And I love her grandmother, Queen Sophia. She's just wonderful. And so I was looking up Leonor, learn a little bit more about her, and wow, talk about girl power, feminine empowerment. She's not only going to be the queen here in Spain one day, and trust me, this chick is going to be global, because the Spanish royal family don't often get the global coverage that they should, but this girl and her sister, they're going to get it. She's, of course, fluent in not only Spanish, but all the other variations of Spanish. There's quite a few different variations of Spanish. Arabic, some Mandarin, and fluent in English. She went to college in Wales, Glamorgan, I think. And she's embarking on her military service, because she's going to be the head of the country, the head of the forces. She's going to do, I think, a year with the army, a year with the navy, and a year with the air force. So, I mean, she's just like, they're so natural and they're so relaxed, our Spanish royal family. There's something, I think Queen Letizia is probably the most tense out of them all, but she has come under criticism. There was a bit of a doodah a few years ago between her and her mother-in-law. But they are definitely a very close family. And you see them when they're on holiday in the summer, and they're just lovely. And Leonor's younger sister, Sophia, named after her grandmother, she's definitely going to be Leonor's wingman. Definitely. I mean, the way I see the family, Felipe, Letizia, Leonor and Sophia, it really reminds me of King George VI, the Queen Mother, and Our Late Majesty and Princess Margaret. You know, when they hang out together, they're a little tight unit, and she's just perfect to be queen. And I just think it's fantastic, and she's definitely captured the imagination of the Spanish nation, if not other nations as well. And I cannot wait to see her in the Prussian tiara, which I'm sure she will, because it's handed down. It was made for the Kaiser Wilhelm II's only daughter. And it's like Greek, kind of Greek. Princess Anne's got one as well. I think it's called the Meander tiara or something like that. They're both sort of Greek key type tiaras. And I'm sure that Leonor will wear that, and she'll wear it with style and class. Look her up. I mean, she's very simple, the way she has her look. That comes across as, I mean, like I say, she just really reminds me. She is so reminiscent of Diana. She really is. If only other supposed royals could be, you know, have that much class and style. So I think Hollywood's going to gobble her up. I reckon she's going to be invited all over the place. So she's just my latest thing that I've been looking up, and I've been looking up all the different tiaras. Tonight's the night that Elon and Rishi Sunak are going to go live. I can't wait to hear that one, because it's got to be that they do something about this infestation of bots and troll farms on the internet. They really need to get that in hand. Certainly if there are elections at USA, you've got elections coming up next year, haven't you? 2024. You don't want interference in your democratic process such as bots and troll farms that can be employed by literally God knows who, not just the political parties themselves, but enemy states in order to sway or influence. So, and I'm sure that'll run and run and run, won't it, the presidential election next year. And I was sort of thinking of failures, and of course I can't help but look at Markle as a classic example. And to give you a few classic examples of utter failures, when I compare her to someone like the 18-year-old Princess of Asturias, whatever happened to the 40 by 40 thing? Does anybody even talk about the bench anymore? Has Ari Emanuel managed to sign her for anything? Is anything actually happening? Or is it just going to be black and white photographs, blurred photographs of the back of her and Harry? I just don't feel they're together. There's something funny about that photograph, and I don't feel they've been together for about a year now. So there's not much in the news about her because, well, she's not doing anything. She's not interesting. And when I search her now, this is kind of how I got into Leonore, because other people show up on the searches now. Britney Spears is showing up on the search because she's released a book. And now people are saying that her book has outsold Spare. And the Beckhams are showing up a lot, of course. And that their Netflix is outdoing the Wine-a-thon. And everything is really outdoing. And I mean, how can what is she, 42 or 43, Meghan? I can't remember how old she is. I think she's 43. How can she compete with an 18-year-old like Leonore? And believe me, there's going to be more and more and more. I mean, I've not really looked at the girls. I don't generally look at royal children until they start coming of age, which Leonore, of course, has. And I think that's quite right. I can't wait until Princess Charlotte has grown up because I see a lot of Diana in her. But of course, she's a little girl. So my focus and interest is not really on her until she hits that level. And it's not far off. It won't be long, guys. You'll be amazed at how fast time flies. I mean, it seems like 5 minutes ago that Leonore and Sophia were tiny, weeny little tots, and Letitia used to dress them in identical outfits. It was no time at all ago. And now look at them. So it won't be long before Charlotte is grown up. And as the years continue, then other royals become more and more and more irrelevant. So Harry Emanuel better get his skates on and get old Megsy apart. Wasn't she supposed to launch Instagram today or something like that? But there's plenty of today left. Maybe she will later on today. But I mean, in what way is that going to be productive? I suppose if she earns money per post, good luck to her if she can do that. I've seen this happen before with royals, Sarah Ferguson, you know, and other members of the royal family who sort of peel away and try and earn a living. And no matter what they do, they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. It's virtually impossible for an ex-royal to make money. It always gives the impression of cheapening, of lowering the standard. There's always huge criticism. I don't think I've seen a successful one yet. I think Boris Karloff might have been either aristocracy or royalty or something like that. He was quite successful, but we're going back away there. Can't really think of any royal that's gone commercial and it has worked for them, that it's been a massive success. So I just can't see it happening for Markle. And Markle must be looking at Leonore and thinking, well, I'm an old lady in comparison to an 18-year-old girl. That's the way things are going to go, isn't it? And I think when celebrities get older, then they should do it with more dignity. Like our late Majesty, aged with dignity, always a sparkle in her eye, always knew how to carry it off. Not that she was a celebrity, she was Queen of the world. She certainly was. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm looking up Leonore and loving photographs. Photographs are all over the place, all over the internet. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and as always, look forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions and free speech, long may it last. And as I say, if at all I can share and stream the live between Elon and Rishi tonight, because I don't know exactly how it's going to work, then I will do that so that we can all listen to what they think is going to be good for us. Quite scary, actually, isn't it? Handful of really rich human beings making fairly important decisions on behalf of the rest of us ants. Thank you very much for listening.